Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Okay, so this is something a little bit different again. Um, first thing I need to say is that when I do these sort of analysis models of play that's available for one and all to verify on YouTube, I'm not trying to invade anybody's privacy, especially since they put this stuff up online already, so they can hardly be worried about that. But I'm not trying to infringe on anybody's copyright or do anything nasty. Basically, all I'm trying to do is to demonstrate that if these guys, instead of betting randomly or all of the other things that affect the way that they behave when the cameras are rolling and they're playing at these games, if they would only follow pattern betting or something highly similar, if there is such a thing as something highly similar, then they could do a lot better. And it's the main thing to me is that it's not my outcomes that I'm playing with here. It's data that comes from somebody else, somebody who is completely unconnected with me, has no kind of involvement with me whatsoever, and these are sessions that, I was going to say which are real, but when it comes to Cody Burnett and Steve Will Do It and others, it's not real. Even Mr. Handpay is not real because he just goes completely ballistic every so often. And then there's Vegas Matt, who loves to say that his bets are relatable, and he must be bloody kidding because he's betting in tens of thousands. He's betting in a year's wages for the average American on frequent occasions. So, his pretense that he's relatable is just BS. But that's okay. It's a free country, a free world. He's allowed to kid himself if he must. This red line across here does not belong there, so got to do something about that. Oh, never mind. It really doesn't matter. It's just a red line. Anyway, this is Zach's part of this two-man session that I found so enjoyable because two nice guys being polite to the dealer, being polite to each other, behaving like normal people, and just being real. That's what I was trying to say at the very beginning. So thank you for that, guys, and happy birthday, Zach, belatedly. But yeah, Zach did me no favors because he did what so many people on a limited bankroll do, and that is that he was crushed by a downturn at the very end and walked away from it. So instead of me winning, or Algie winning over 1,000, we were left with a rollover of minus 925. Add that up here. and you come to over 1,000, which would be what, if we'd carried on, what we would have won, with Zach's uh, outcomes. He was an interesting guy, actually, because he was about as close to a flat better as anybody could be. As you can see here, he was going 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, and then every so often he broke out 100 there, a couple of hundreds down here, 175 there, and then he went completely bonkers at the end. And it's like I always say with these little models that I put up, these analyses. His money, his choice. And I'm not trying to be critical of anybody. I'm not trying to mock anybody. What I'm trying to do is quite simply to say to as many people who are willing to listen as possible, if you bet randomly against random outcomes, you are going to get into trouble. If you bet sensibly and logically and numerically, mathematically against those same random outcomes, you can beat them. And so, what are we getting? I'm using Zach's outcomes because they're the least dramatic. He bet from 50 to 700, which is 14 to 1. I bet from 25 to 500, and that's 20 to 1. He failed miserably at getting an average winning bet worth more than his average losing bet. He ran at under 100%, which is bad news. I managed 124%. My target, generally speaking, not that I have any control over it, but it's what I hope for, is 125% or better. And I fell just a little bit short, but that's in great part because, of course, I was left with a negative rollover at the end of Zach's session. Now, if we go over to Matt's play, we get a different story. We see Algie pattern betting winning about 5,000, but certainly betting more than Matt. I think his highest bet was 1,000. Mine was. I can't help myself from saying mine because even though I keep talking about algae, obviously this is my strategy, and I'm damn proud of it. This was a very different story from Zach. I mean, they're playing at the same table, but not the same hands. So this time I made 166. Sorry, algae made 166%. Win of action was 24%. The flat AV for Matt was a lot friendlier than his brother encountered. It was a player edge in the end of about 2%. Doubles did okay. This, of course, is the win-loss pattern situation, which is exactly as I'm always banging on about. Ups and downs, and you've got to be in a position to take advantage of the ups and to hide from the downs. That's really the essence of the whole deal. What else? Go to Matt's actual bets, his own bets, and what do we get? We got he managed. Oh dear, I do beg his pardon. Cody B is still in there. I hate that. And not that I hate Cody B. I mean, he's a nut, but he's entitled to be a nut if he wants to be. Oops. Matt G. Sorry about that, old chap. But he had some wild and crazy bets going on here. His action was 12,200. Mine was 21,000. He won 9.4% of his action, because what happened with him is really very sweet. Is he ended up even, and his brother was $1,000 down, so he made a crazy bet of $1,000. Put out all his original bankroll, and he won the bet. And then it was Zach's birthday, and he gave Zach the money. I thought that was really sweet. Those two guys obviously get along very well, which is the ideal for brothers. Let's face it. Yeah, 55 bets. Matt made 123%. Algae 173%. His spread was 20 to 1. Algae's was a crazy 96 to 1, and that would not have been allowed at that particular casino. But that's irrelevant to the message that I'm trying to get across. If you encounter a situation where you can't make the next bet that's required by the strategy, then don't let the casino dictate your play. Step back and wait until you have access to a game where you can play the game that you want to play, the game that the strategy requires you to play. Beyond that, not much I can say. It was really nice anyway to encounter these guys enjoying each other's company, playing like real people. It was great. So I thank them for the experience. I wish they'd made a lot more money, but they didn't lose. They both of them ended up breaking even. And I look forward to watching them again if they play again. But certainly, I mean, anybody's fair game as far as I'm concerned for these analysis things. I don't think there are any copyright problems. I don't see why there should be. But I always try to remember to put a link into the description on my posts saying this is where you need to go if you want to watch this and if you want to double check my work and make sure that I'm not cheating. But I'm not cheating. So there you have it. Anyway, any minute Alexa is going to scream at me about drinking water. So I'll wrap this up and I'll catch you next time.